Students, today I am going to begin, or yesterday I have already talked about the Indian National Army, and you learned about something about Indian National Army, some details that I was able to give you. Today we will talk about the another portion of this same chapter, that is actually about the Quit India movement. We have already talked about Indian National Army. We have talked about. Then today this portion is all about the cabinet mission and also the Mountbatten partition. So what is the cabinet mission actually had a kind of like a decision made to make the India free from their powers or maybe their dominance. So we will be talking about. Now we have to know that when the cabinet mission was actually took place, especially the Labour Party, the Labour Party. Here I have to talk about especially the main summary of this particular portion. So the 3rd June, on the 3rd June 1947, the planning and purpose was actually changed. So here, especially in the 1947, Mountbatten actually he became the what called like a viceroy of India, and at that time he was especially Webber was replaced by Mountbatten. So Mountbatten became the one of the last like a viceroy of India, and also we should remember that he also became the Governor General in India after the independence. So let me talk about now here. So especially when we talk about this Labour Party, that is a Labour Party government under the new Prime Minister, that is Clement Attlee, he sent the cabinet mission in India, that is in 1946, and he gathered the members and then he sent to the India to have this dominant status, or to give the dominant status to our Indian leaders. So now let me just talk about some summary. Now you must remember the planning has been done by Mountbatten on 3rd June 1947, and this particular planning actually they started executing in the especially in 1947 on 18th July. So you must remember this date. Okay. Then we had this is a little bit I want to talk to you about the summary. So here partition of India actually has been written in the discussion, and the partition of India into two, there is India and Pakistan. So India and Pakistan was actually divided in this plan. And then again here also they discuss about the relations of two dominions. That is, and also they discuss about the boundary commission. It means there was a boundary commission actually came, and you must you will be having the more details about the boundary commission, how they decided to make this country into two. So and another very important point is that the princely states also how actually came under the India and under Pakistan. So here some princely states like Bengal and all we remember, and when the partition has been taken place, so the Bengal has been divided into two, and since the British excuse at that time, they said that Bengal is a very large province, so therefore it is very difficult to administer. So in that excuse only the British East India Company actually divided this Bengal into two. So there is the Eastern Bengal and Western Bengal. So this princely state like Bengal and all was divided into two. Then Punjab was also divided into two. Then Sindh came under Pakistan. Then northwestern frontier provinces also came in this discussion. And then after that, Constituency Assembly. So to make the country to function, one Constituency Assembly is very important. So Constituency Assembly also was actually formulated. And then also here the another important thing happened, that is the transfer of power. So the transfer of power has been given to both the countries, especially Pakistan and India. So today here I will be talking about how this Mountbatten plan actually executed, and then it is one of the significant moment that actually has taken place in India. So let me now talk about it. So here the boundary commission, especially boundaries of the two dominions in case of the partition was actually finalized, and the princely states the treaties with the princely states would come to an end, and they would be free to enter either dominions or remain independent. That is also was discussed. And here Bengal and Punjab would be the partitioned, that is provided that the legislative assemblies of the provinces voted in a favor of it. So it was safer to have a smaller India with a powerful central authority than a bigger state with a weak core. Now, why this statement was actually put forward? Now, you must remember that India is not a small country, or Pakistan and India, when you see together, is a very large, very huge country. So now to control, and at the same time, there was a communal violence was actually occurring. Maybe from 1946, 45, 47. These are the all years. In fact, the communal violence has been occurred in almost everywhere, and people were actually fighting, killing each other in the especially on the basis of religion and language, all these things and all. However, these are the few that drawback that we find. Now, that's why they started deciding to divide the country India into two, and that is the Pakistan and India. Now, large-scale communal violence also actually occurred this time. So here, also the loss of life also took place quite very much vividly here. So and also the property have been clearly actually demonstrated that if the partition is completed, even more violence will occur. So that is also they were afraid that if the partition will take place, there will be a more violence will occur. So therefore, most of the this incident when it happened at that time, people were very much afraid. So, however, in 20th February 1947, the House of Commons, especially our Clement Attlee as a Prime Minister, he made the statement, and British would quit India after transferring power into responsible hand not later than 3rd June 1948. So, in 1948, on 3rd June, these are the decisions actually should be completed. Means, however, this date was actually given, but this date by all means this should be completed. Okay. So now I will talk about this how this Mountbatten actually gave some of the statement or some of the decisions that he made actually. Okay. So let's see. So India had two provinces, that is Bengal and Punjab, and a partition of the provinces of Bengal and Punjab between the two new countries. Actually, how it has been divided, and we must remember under Sir Cyril Rodcliffe, a boundary commission actually was actually appointed for the partition of Bengal and Punjab and all. Then here you can see that East Punjab and West Punjab came. Then again there was a division between this East Bengal and West Bengal. I talk about in a few classes. Then again fate of a northwest frontier province and Assam's Sylhet was actually to be decided in a referendum. It may say which side this province will go, so they will decide it like that. So when this decision was taking place, when this voting was taking place, at that time you must remember Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. He was the frontier of Gandhi. In fact, we call him frontier of Gandhi. So this is frontier of Gandhi, especially Khan Abdul Ghaffar. He was actually against this decision. He didn't actually want that the division should be taken place, or maybe that particular princely state will go to the under Pakistan. Like that, he didn't want. So therefore, many of them actually at this time did not vote when this voting was actually done. So also we must remember here this Balochistan, Sindh, Northwest Frontier Province, East Bengal, West Punjab together form Pakistan. So you must remember this Balochistan, Sindh, Northwest Frontier Province, East Bengal west Punjab, and together from the Pakistan. And then a princely state. Now you must remember in India we had the 563 princely states. 563 and 563. You are right? 563 princely state. Okay? Yes, I am writing princely state. So here what happened? Out of say 563 princely states, nearly 560 princely states actually accepted the instrument of accession with India. So this is very big, like a kind of like a rejoicing moment, because a large number of princely states actually came under the Indian territories or Indian government. Now here the three states, which are the three states which didn't come under the both Pakistan and India. That is Junagadh. Junagadh is in what called in Gujarat. Then second one is Hyderabad, and the third one is what is that? Jammu and Kashmir. So which is these three particular princely states actually didn't join, and they actually started deciding by themselves, because in the decision was actually given that they can decide by themselves whether princely state want to join with either Pakistan or India, but they also can remain as independent by themselves. That is also actually decided here. So therefore, these three states decided to be independent themselves. Now, why they decided like that and how they came to Indian side or Pakistan side, will come to know now. Let's see. So here, you must remember what is actually the reason. So 563 out of that 560 joined with India, accepted the accession of this what called instrument of accession. Now Junagadh why came to the Indian side? Now must remember, especially Junagadh was part of Gujarat. Okay, and Gujarat of course we know in India. So here the ruler was actually Mahabad Khan, Sri Khanji, Muhammad Mahabad Khanji. It means Muhammad Mahabad Khanji the third. So this is the ruler actually ruling in this part. So what happened here? He actually signed on an instrument of accession with Jinnah. That is, he wanted to join this Junna princely state, wanted to join this Pakistan. But then what happened here? The majority members of this region is actually belong to Hindu religion. So therefore they revolted in this region. And when the revolt has been occurred, at the time Indian government actually interfered. And so when the Indian government was actually interfered, you know what happened? There was a plebiscite was actually conducted. Means a voting was conducted to see whether how many majority or how many percentage of the people will be voting, or the what called like in the Indian favor or the Pakistan favor will be seen in this region. But fortunately, what happened here? 99.95% of our this Junagadh common people voted to Indian side. It means Indian. Everybody in fact stood in the favor of India. So now this Junagadh came under the India. So that is one of the. Second one is Hyderabad. Now you must remember Hyderabad. Hyderabad also how it actually became. You know that Hyderabad is a very big place, and it is a very big areas. So how this Hyderabad actually became one of the prominent this one. So let me just talk to you. Here also we have seen that the ruler is a Muslim, and the name of the ruler is here Osman Ali Khan. Osman Ali Khan was the Muslim ruler. But then here 80% of the populations are actually belong to Hindu religion. But here he decided differently. He didn't actually want to join with India nor to Pakistan. So he wanted to be independent. So therefore he actually took the decision this way, and he took the decision because in his kingdom there was a army troop which is known as the Rajikar. Rajikar is an army troop which is actually very strong at that time. So with the help of this Rajikar, actually he started dominating, but unfortunately this particular domination actually didn't last longer, and on especially in 1948 on the leadership of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, this Indian government Hyderabad was actually annexed. The Hyderabad was actually annexed, and it was an army operation. Okay, it was an army operation, and there was a this particular what called fighting, or the a kind of like a battle has been occurred, and this name of the battle is known as Operation Polo. So you must remember, Operation Polo is one of the operations which was actually happened between this Indian government and then this what called this Rajakari or Rajikar troop. Okay, so in that case, what happened? The Hyderabad also came under Indian territorial Indian government. Next, we had the Jammu and Kashmir. So I will talk about Jammu and Kashmir in my next video, along with the other points. So for today, I'll just stop here. Okay, thank you.